Hi, good morning. It's been a minute since I've gone live. I'm not even sure if this is where I'm going to sit for the duration. I just decided to pop on and talk. I didn't even check to see when the last time I went live was. Someone asked me if I'm still doing lives. I've been doing any YouTube, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot that I was doing YouTube videos. That's how crazy busy my life has gotten since I moved. So, hello, good morning. Here's an update. I'm still in Key West. This morning it's a little chilly. I'm in my garden. I'll be living here at least another year. I am loving the settledness I feel now that I know I have a home to stay for the next year. Originally, I was only certain that I'd be here until May, and that didn't feel so good to me. I'm learning to really follow my feelings and connect even deeper with myself. A lot of that has come from being so alone here. You know, I've moved to an island without family, and I make friends easily and connections easily, but there's a difference. So I've really expanded my capacity to know myself, to hold myself, to give up on my codependent nature in many ways. And when I do have an opportunity to be in relationships, whether it's friendships or eventually a partnership for a love connection, I feel certain I bring a different resonance to that relationship because of all of my time spent doing work with myself. My business is still available, Balanced Soul Coaching. You can follow me on Instagram. And I also am very connected to my barista job here. I really love being out playing at work 2 to 3 to 4 days a week for a few hours. It is a way for me to energetically connect to the island even deeper, to play and have fun, and to do what I love: talk to people, meet people, serve, bring my light to the world that way. And it's not a conscious, like, oh, I have to be a certain way today. It's more, yay, I get to go play today. And it unfolds magically. I meet great people. And the energy of the place I work in is just fantastic. So if you ever get to Key West, I would highly recommend you stop in. Well, you're really getting all the sounds this morning. The sirens, the next door neighbor's dogs. That's the thing about living on an island. We are literally on top of each other. It's very loud and noisy a lot of the time. There's a lot of dust that's always being blown around. There's the unexpected getting caught in the rain on your bike, because I bike everywhere. But overall, I wouldn't trade it for a thing. I love it so much. My heart and soul are so happy right now. I've set myself up for this moment in time. What I've realized is this moment right now will get you the next moment and the next moment. So it's reflecting back on how I got here. How was I feeling? How was I acting? How was I being in the world? that led me to the freedom and life on an island. And there's also the one other thing, alone. I used to feel overwhelmed raising my kids. I used to feel unhappy living in the suburbs with people that I didn't choose necessarily. And so now I have an opportunity to cultivate people in my life that I choose. And I'm definitely seeing the results of my moaning and groaning over having to do and be and connect in a certain way with a lot of different people, because God said, oh yeah, remember you didn't like people? So he gave me a lot of free time now to be alone. Message today is be careful what you wish for, because you might actually get it. And in most cases, it can even be better than what you wanted. For me, being grateful for everything, even what might feel like punishment or difficult, there's lessons. There's juicy goodness in everything. So anyway, what else can I talk about? Authenticity. That's a big one for me. I feel like the world is getting more and more divided in many ways. And it doesn't really matter to me about all the divides or letting people be how they want to be. What matters to me most is the soul inside the person being honored and respected. I was forced into living a life that was in alignment with my soul. I just couldn't deny the fact that I was being pushed to show up, to be in my truth. It was just so uncomfortable. And I wonder if that ever happens to you, if you notice that. And if you notice it, do you do anything about it? Do you say, oh, I just spoke differently than I really wanted to in that moment, or I'm showing up in a different way than really feels true for me? Because I don't do that anymore. Best way for me to go through this world these days is slowing down. Breathing, noticing what's coming up for me. Who am I surrounded by? What am I feeling? I mean, let's face it, we all have those moments, when someone annoys us. Those are those opportunities, right? It's like, oh, wait, I can't just bury myself in a hole the rest of my life and never get annoyed by anyone. How do I want to be in this moment? What is my most authentic way of being? Am I at a point in my life where I can feel able to express my heart and soul and be safe? For me, I've learned to be safe inside myself. So what's going on around outside of me can still go on, and I can come back here to home knowing I've got me. So saying no to someone, disappointing someone, expressing myself boldly, maybe more so than I have in the past. I'm able to do more and more of that, knowing that I've got me. It's been a work in progress still. The more you learn about yourself, the more work you do, the more you get to do. And my depth of closeness with God and my gratitude for the gift of where I'm at in my life, there are no words for it. Yeah. And people will say, well, you live on an island. Your life seems so great. What do you have to complain about? Yeah. And then there's people who say, oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration. Thank you for sharing your story. It gives me inspiration. You seem to be really following your heart. I love seeing it. I enjoy getting feedback on how I come across, what message is heard from me, how I'm shining my light in the world. But it doesn't mean that I take it on. What I take on these days is from inside. From inside. What's going to fill me up today? So far today, it was watching that beautiful sun and sunrise sky, even if I wasn't there to see it live today. Making my coffee, taking my first sip. Oh, the wind rustling in the trees. It's a little chillier today, so being bundled up a little is nice. I like it. I see something else. This brings me joy. This makes my life feel extra juicy good. Because this orchid greets me in the morning. Story about that orchid. Last year when I lived here, I did a bunch of work in the garden and transplanted a bunch of flowers and things. And I moved that outside to the spot it's in now, and it never bloomed until now. So it just feels like such a message of perseverance, patience, and it's all worth it. We are exactly where we're meant to be in all our moments. The magic, the miracles, I should say. It's really God's miracles and our purpose on this planet. So I encourage you to do that for yourself. If my words resonated in any way, if you learned anything today, may it be exactly what you needed to hear. The encouragement to be you, to listen to you. A lot of people are into TED Talks and podcasts and all that stuff. And even this, listening to me, I'm encouraging you to do that or not, right? Use discernment. Follow your heart and soul. Listen, listen, listen. We are being guided. And our way, our fingerprint way in the world is what's most valuable right now. All of us shining our light, all of us showing up, all of us doing what feels most aligned with our heart and soul. The more I do that, the more peace in my heart. Trust that you will be guided, that you will be held, that what is meant for you won't miss you. Take your time. Don't rush. The world wants you to stay busy and rushed. No, we don't need to. Join me sometime again. Thank you for being here. Sending you so much love.